Hello everyone, Slickzilla12 here again. This is part 2 of my boat fight series for the Critical Mode Kingdom Hearts 2 speedrun. In the previous video that I posted, we discussed the scenario where you get the runner opening, which is the good RNG. But in this video, we're going to cover what happens when you don't get the good RNG or you don't get the runner. And just to go over again, if you didn't watch that first video, what I'm referring to when I say the runner is the Axe Pirate who spawns at the beginning of the fight in the middle of the arena. In that first video, I showed what to do when he immediately runs at you. And in this video, I'm going to show what to do when he slowly walks over. And these are the only two openings that you can get in crit mode. So these are the only two that you'll have to look out for, and hopefully after watching these two videos you'll feel a lot more comfortable or confident when coming to this fight in the run. So in this video covering what happens when you don't get the runner, this is the worst RNG, and this is definitely the harder opening to execute. So in the first video, what our goal was to simultaneously kill those two Axe Pirates with the Thunder finishers I showed. But in this video, we're actually not going to do that. So we're going to get the spawn pattern that would normally happen if you were just doing this fight casually on just a regular playthrough. So just as before, we're going to start the fight by immediately running backwards into the corner. And once again, when I'm talking about this Axe Pirate right here, he's not running in this case. And if we were to just sit here and let it ride, and Chicken Little would whistle, but he's only going to bring in these two guys. This guy is still in the shade, so Chicken Little's whistle isn't going to reach him. So we can't do the fight in the same way. There are ways to try to go for the simultaneous kill again, but I personally think the method that I'm about to show you is the better way to handle it. So again, immediately running backwards, Chicken Little is going to bring these two guys in. I target switch immediately to the axe guy who's in the middle and walking slowly over to me. You're going to see me wait for a couple beats here before I start doing my attacks. And the goal of this is to get this guy to be out of the way of the bombs that come in the middle. So, I'm just kind of guesstimating here. This isn't like an exact science, but my hope when I start these blizzards is that, again, he's not going to be in range of the bombs. So let's go back a little bit. I'm going to do a full blizzard combo right here, as you'll see. Chicken Little is going to Firecracker in the middle of this, which is something we're going to have to deal with. So in this case, the Blizzard finisher that I just did here actually killed this crossbow guy. This doesn't always happen. Sometimes Chicken Little is going to Firecracker earlier, and your Blizzard finisher is actually gonna miss this guy. If that's the case, it's not a big deal, but you should probably try to wait until he comes back down before doing your second finisher. If he doesn't come back down quickly, that's also not a big deal. Again, you're gonna have to kill him at some point, and probably as you continue targeting this guy, a stray blizzard is gonna catch him and kill him, so you're really not that worried about that. What's gonna happen when you kill this guy, another Axe Pirate is gonna spawn right over here. Chicken Little's whistle is gonna pull him in. And here, let me back up a little bit. This opening is by far the hardest part of the strat, and is gonna take some fiddling with, because there's so much craziness happening. The enemies aren't all whistled in. There's gonna be some variability, and you're gonna have to think on your feet a little bit. But what you're going for here is gonna stay the same. So killing this guy, I do a second finisher. Both the guy directly in front of me and the middle pirate, both are at like very little health. One more blizzard is gonna kill them both. And what happens is when the first guy dies, we're going to have another Axe Pirate who's gonna spawn out here, and he's actually beyond the shade, which is important to know. So I'm going to show that happening right now. So both those guys died, and this guy came and spawned. This guy is directly in front of you, which is helpful, but isn't always going to be the case. But I'm going to let you know right now, usually as you're doing this, eventually this guy is just going to end up in front of you and is going to get caught in the next blizzards you're going to do. It has a remarkable way of just kind of working out that he's just going to run in front of you and get in your blizzard, which is good. That's what you want to happen. But the key right here, and probably the hardest part of the strat and what's going to require the most practice, is, well, first of all, both these two pirates that just died here and got me the 75 experience or whatever, they're not necessarily going to die at the same time. So sometimes maybe the front guy is still going to be alive. Sometimes this guy is still going to be alive, but this guy died. But this dude back here is still going to spawn. And when that happens, you want to target him, or you need to go and target him. And that's going to require some target switching. And you have to be quick about this, because what you're going to need to do is target switch to him and immediately blizzard him to freeze him. So I'm going to show that happening here. In this video, it's pretty obvious what happens because, again, I managed to kill these two pirates at the same time. But again, as I mentioned, it's not always going to be that clean. So you see, I target this guy and then immediately target switch over to the dude who just spawned. And you'll see me kind of run over because what I am trying to do is hit both of them with my blizzards, which is what I succeed in doing. So I target switch over here. I only have one blizzard left before I go into MP charge. So I'm going to do that blizzard to freeze the guy beyond the shade, then immediately throw an ether. And then from here, I'm going to do 4 blizzards. So 2 regular blizzards and 2 finishers. And that's going to kill this guy and this guy, or those 4 are necessary to kill this guy. And then during that, this guy is also going to die. So your real goal, as maybe this pirate is not the only one you have left. Maybe there's another guy over here. You're really still focusing on this guy and kind of hoping that these other 2 are going to get caught in the crossfire, which does work out a lot of the time. This is not a strat you're going to immediately see this video and be like, ah, yes, I can do this every time. This takes a lot of practice. I still screw it up a lot to this day. It's tough, but I personally believe that no matter what, you can pull it off. Like whenever something goes wrong, it's my fault. It's not like, oh, the game did something unavoidable, I believe it's my fault. So with that in mind here, I'm going to throw the ether and then do all of these blizzards. That guy dies and the guy in the back dies. Now I'm going to run up to the top part, and during this time, the 3 axe guys who are up here, who always kind of spawn in up there, they spawned in as these guys were dying. So actually, going back here, so the first pirate of these 2 that died caused this guy to spawn in. The second pirate actually caused one of the guys up here to spawn in. They can't get down. They get caught on either the steering wheel or the like guardrail in this area. So once you finish killing these dudes and start running up, they're still going to be up there. But as I was kind of talking about in the previous video as well, what can happen is there could be a guy sprinting down at you down these stairs as you start to run over. There could be a guy jumping. So as you saw here, sorry, as I'm going a little fast, this guy was actually running up, or he was running after Sora and then kind of fell off the ledge and stopped his run. But as I noticed him coming down the stairs, that's similar to in the previous video, I decided to aerial dive to knock him away. And doing that, again, 1 for 1 gets damage in, and then for 2 encourages Chicken Little to whistle in all of the enemies, which you'll see him do. I run backwards to get them more down the stairs as Chicken Little's pulling them in. Just like in the first video, me dealing with these triple pirates doesn't go amazingly. It's all right. You're gonna see me do like a couple of empty hits and not do finishers. I'm trying to do a finisher, so don't follow that. I'm trying to do a finisher to knock them away, but I kind of drop both my combos and then finally knock him away, bring him back in, do my blizzard, target switch to the higher up pirate again to make Sora do an aerial dive and do a big combo on them. You'll see that more cleanly kills every enemy, and you got a double kill with one of the finishers in there. What happens now that all of these guys have died, and you do want to try as best as you can to kill all 3 of these dudes at once. That is kind of the point of knocking them all away, bringing them back in, doing that aerial dive. I mean, not only is it fast, but again, it's accomplishing the goal of killing them all at once. Because when you do, behind Sora, so down behind him here, 2 bomb guys are going to spawn. One guy is right here, close to you, away from the shade, and the other guy is kind of out of the shade, or on the other side of the shade. What I do is immediately run up the stairs over to the top of the ship here. Chicken Little is going to bring in the guy who spawned around here. And then I'm going to try to get myself in a position that one, Chicken Little can get up the stairs, because sometimes he'll get caught on the enemy, sometimes he'll get caught on the ledge here. So I try to run in a certain way to make sure that he comes up the stairs. And then also that he's a certain distance away of both the enemies, that he's going to be able to whistle the pirate who's down here up into the top area of the boat. What happens in this video is he manages to do that, but a lot of times this pirate is going to be in a position where he's too close to Sora to make Chicken Little whistle. When that happens, you're going to want to do a combo with a single finisher to knock him away, oftentimes off the ledge here, and that's going to encourage Chicken Little to whistle both enemies in. This area as well is another part that can easily go wrong, because the dude down here is going to be throwing bombs at nobody and probably blowing himself up, unfortunately. And if that happens, yeah, it sucks. There's not amazing ways to deal with it, but that's why you basically want to get up here as quickly as possible and get him whistled in to reduce the chances of that happening. And you'll see that happen here without me even having to do a combo. So I get Chicken Little to come through there. You saw how he does kind of get stuck as I'm running over, and I kind of move to get him to go around. Yeah, look at this moron. And you see me start running this way, and that's to try to get him to run up, which he does, thankfully. And then Whistle brings in this guy and this guy who's down here. Line them up, do a blizzard. I again am very cognizant of my MP, so throw an ether and make sure I don't go into MP charge. Start doing some blizzards to kill these guys, and then finally finish them off. Thunder finisher. So that one's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. It's the worst RNG because one, it's a little bit slower. Not a lot optimally, but a little bit slower, like one or 2 seconds, I think, maximum, if things go right in both scenarios, but significantly harder than the runner opening. And just as I did in the first video, I'm gonna let this one ride, only this time I'm gonna hopefully not pause it for any reason, just so you guys can watch through the fight and see how it goes all the way through. Man, those hits are ugly, but it all still works out pretty well. And there we have it. So hopefully I covered just about everything that can happen between these two videos in Boat Fight on your first visit to Port Royal in the Critical Mode speedrun. Once again, if you guys enjoyed this kind of video or found it helpful, let me know and I'd be happy to make more like this. Don't think I have anything else, so thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later.